Bring in the LED. Lock down.
Hey guys, welcome back to Kal-El Soups 808. So in this video, these pre-orders are live. RoboCop 1 and 2 1/3 scale statues from Premium Collectibles Studio or PCS. Guys, before we get into it, if you enjoy this kind of content, if you wouldn't mind just clicking that like button, it really does help out the channel and I really do appreciate it. Also, if you like stuff like this, subscribe, it's free, why not? And then you don't miss out on future stuff. Alright guys, and with that said, let's get into it. So as regular viewers of the channel will know, I'm a huge RoboCop fan. I got the chance to meet Peter Weller a few years ago at Calgary Comic Con, which was awesome. And it's shaping up to be a bit of a big year for us Robo fans, with RoboCop Rogue City, the video game, being released in September later this year. And now PCS have set these guys on pre-order, so you can get these at the PCS website or on Sideshow.com. And we have RoboCop 1 and RoboCop 2 in 1/3 scale. So let's have a look firstly at this RoboCop 1. Now this one comes in two separate editions. You've got the regular and then you've got the deluxe edition. As you can see from this picture, the only difference between the two is that switch out right arm. And obviously that the deluxe edition is $50 US more than the regular. And I'll go into some other specs in just a moment, but first of all I'll just comment on that portrait there, because obviously with all movie characters the portrait's the most important thing. And really with RoboCop we've only got the mouth area, but as you can see with this side by side of the statue and Peter Weller, the mouth looks spot on. Like they've done a really good job of sculpting that mouth. And the helmet looks fantastic as well. There's been a couple of people say they think the helmet visor is too thick. I disagree, I think it's really, really nice. The paint applications on the helmet, the visor, and the skin tones and the lips are just on point in my opinion. I do have some mixed feelings about this guy though. But I'll carry on with the positives for the time being. I do enjoy that pose. I do prefer the original PCS quarter scale pose that I own and I did a review of. If you guys want to go back and check that out, or I'll put a card in the corner here, with the whole left arm up in the air. That's a bit more of an iconic RoboCop shooting stance for me than this, but I get why they didn't do that, otherwise they would have just been accused of just copy and paste in the old one into 3rd scale. But this body type does look great. I think they've got the proportions just right. Yeah, the coloration really matches the first one with the kind of dark metallic with the little bits of purple hues in there and blue. So it's not just straight grey silver. Yeah, I think the paint job on this guy, the sculpting on this guy looks absolutely on point. And that's in terms of the actual figure. The gun looks great. The open left hand looks great. I like the fact that the deluxe one comes with the gun kind of pointed up towards the ceiling. Yeah, there's not a great deal more to say about the figure itself. Like I said, proportions are great, paint's great, sculpt's great. I kind of like the pose. What I don't like is that base. Now, first of all, I look at it from different angles. Now, this, where the figure is like pointed straight upward, that is straight vertical. But the base appears to be slanted. And I don't know if it's just weird photos, but I've seen lots of photos of this, including one at a recent Comic-Con. And the base seems to have a weird slant on it. But then I look at a couple of other photos and the slant doesn't look quite as bad. It's just, there's something odd about the base. But not only that, I mean, that just might be my perception, or it might just be crappy photos or whatever, I don't know. But it's just kind of like, it doesn't grab me. And like, if I'm going to spend $1,450 US or $2,000 Canadian on a 1/3 scale statue, it needs to grab me all over. I need to absolutely love every aspect of it, because that's quite the price tag.
I'd buy that for $1.
The other thing I don't like about the base is the OCP logo. That's been done before, and this is kind of lazy, just the way they've coloured it, with just the kind of flat light blue or grey, whatever it is. Yeah, it just doesn't stand out to me. It doesn't jump out at me and scream awesome. And then just the coloration around the grey of the base there, I think could be better. It just kind of looks a little flat and boring. It's like they didn't know what to do, so it's, oh, let's just put an OCP logo on there like we've had with multiple RoboCop pieces before, and let's make it all just kind of like mechanical. Just seems to be a lack of imagination. I think for this price point, and the big return of the RoboCop statues in 3rd scale, I think they could have used a little bit more imagination and done something a bit flashier with the base. Like a Detroit kind of like skyline or something, something with Detroit police or something. But just the OCP logo, it's been done to death, and I don't particularly like the way they've painted it or designed it here. But that's just personal opinions, guys. I've got to be honest. There are some statue reviewers out there that are just all positive about certain companies, but usually they're getting free samples and getting actually paid to say nice things about these companies. I'm not. I just shoot from the hip and give my honest opinions because nobody's paying me, and I'm not disingenuous. Oh, wait, what was that? Sorry guys, I've no idea why those random images just showed up on my screen. We'll have to edit those out. Anyway, we'll get back to RoboCop. So yeah, like I said, this first one, RoboCop 1, comes on the regular on the left, and then there is a deluxe version on the right with the gun pointed upward. And as stated, the regular is $1,400 US and the deluxe is $1,450. And as promised, the dimensions on this thing are as follows: 28.5 inches in height, 19 inches wide, and 17 inches deep. So this thing is pretty damn massive. So now we'll move on to the RoboCop 2. So the first thing you'll notice is just a different change of stance here, and he's got a different gun in his hands. This is from the end of RoboCop 2, where he takes the gun in to deal with Kane.
In America means something again.
Kane, let's step outside.
You get out of here! You're obsolete!
That thing is a killer!
And I'll be honest guys, my thoughts are pretty much the same as with the first RoboCop. Impressive size, although I don't collect 1/3 scale myself. Great coloration, great sculpt. I do like that weapon, that assault rifle. It looks overly simplistic, and you could, if you don't know the movies, you could criticize, oh, there could be a bit more detail on that gun. But that gun is just like an exact replica from the movie. The gun in the movie is very simplistic, so I have no problem with that. I love the extra kind of blue and purple hues that there is in the metallic armor. Draws a real distinction from the first one, and yeah, really nice. But again, that base, that same base, and all they've done really is just change the color. They've made the flat grey a bit more of a darker grey, and the OCP logo is not coloured in blue, but the bit around it is red. So the base is very lazy for me. Don't like it at all. They should have at the very least made a different base for RoboCop 2 than they did 1, I think. And I think they should have just had something completely different for both bases. But the coloration here, look at that. I mean, that's magnificent. This is a prototype, and as we all know, production doesn't always equal prototype. So, but if they can get this paint job, personally, I doubt it. The cynic in me, I've seen this happen too many times when there's an absolutely amazing paint job, especially with this level of detail. In a prototype piece, quite often it's not translated as well into the mass-produced production pieces, unfortunately. But I've been wrong before, and I really hope I'm wrong, because the coloration in this RoboCop 2 is absolutely stunning. If I was a third scale collector, I would probably buy these, despite the fact that I don't like the base. Just because I'm such a huge RoboCop fan and I love what they've done with this. I think it's really, really good. With the statue itself and not the base, that is. However, I do have the original PCS quarter scale one, and that for me will do nicely. I believe that somebody is producing a life-size RoboCop bust. I forget which company it is. It was recently shown at one of the recent Comic Cons. If you guys know, share in the comments below. I can't think which company it is that's doing it. But I think my RoboCop collection will simply consist of my quarter-scale original PCS piece, which I love. Again, feel free to go back and check out the review on that. And then a life-size bust. I'd love a life-size bust to go alongside that quarter-scale piece. I just don't collect third-scale, that's just my thing. But if you do, and if you've got this on pre-order, congratulations, it's looking really, really nice. What do you think, guys, of these pieces? Comment down below, let me know what you think. And if you've got this on pre-order, congrats, are you excited? Right guys, and with that said, thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you haven't clicked that like button already, do us a favour and click that like, it really helps out the channel. And if you're not subscribed, as always, feel free to subscribe. That way you don't miss out on any future content. And with that said, I shall catch you in the next video. Take care.